I have a question for you. How is it possible that you can change a variable that you declared as a const from, say, a 3 to a 4 and a 5? This is a const. This should not be possible. Let's go one step back and demolish some of our code. I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to get a bunch of errors because count is no longer available. Let's create another variable, count, and say it is initialized with 0. Set count is no longer there. Let's remove that and say count plus plus. And already in the editor itself, we get an error saying cannot assign to count because it is a constant. So it's not possible to reassign any value to a variable that is a const. Not possible. If I save, we get the same error in our preview, cannot reassign to a variable declared with const. So we have to change it to let. We just have to. If you want to change our count, we have to say it is changeable. And now when we save, we have no errors. Let's try. Click that button and nothing really happens. Why not? Let's inspect our count variable, console log count, semicolon, save. Now, in order to see our console logs, we need to open up our console, clear that, and then let's try again. Click +1, it's 1. So it did change from a 0 to a 1. Let's click it again. 2, 3. So it does change, but it doesn't change on our page. Why not? That is where set count comes in. Set count updates the count on the page as well. So let's see how that happens. Set count, count +1, save, reload, and click it once, and it did update. You clicked 1 time. But wait, why is there a 0 down here? First, we update the count on line 15, and then we inspect the value of count 1 line below that, and we still have the old value. We do not have the updated 1, but the old 0. Why? If I click again, I do get the updated 2, but I still log the old value 1. Like what is happening here? Here's the kicker. Set state, set count, does not update your count immediately. It does so asynchronously. At this line, 15, your count did not update yet. When you say set count, what this does is it tells React, look, I get a counter component, and this counter component has got some code in it. Run it. And then React goes ahead and runs the entire code from top to bottom. But this time, useState gets the current value of count because it's stored somewhere within React, within its internal management, state management system. It gets that value, plugs it into count, which is how it's possible for this variable to be a const, because the entire code is run every time you say set count. This entire code is run from top to bottom. Count is initialized only once with the current value. So if you increase the 1 by 1 again, there will be a 2 like here. And if you do that again, then it's going to be a 3 and so on. You can think of useState as getting a state from somewhere within React. It gets the state that is the most current value of that state variable. 0 is just the initial value. You can pass in the initial value, and from that point on, React is going to make sure that it gets the most current, the newest value from somewhere within React every time you change that value. I made a small demo for you to play around with. we have this counter component we just saw. We have a button, and if you click that button, it's not going to increase that count immediately, but instead within React, which is waiting to rerun this entire component, and which already knows that you increased the count by 1 from 0 to 1, so it knows that. And all it needs to do is render. Rerunning the entire code of your component, of your counter component, is called rendering. And when you render and the entire code is run again, you get your updated value on your page. And because it was so cool, you want to see that again, of course. Let's do that. Count is 2, updated. There you go. Play around with it, have fun. There's some documentation on what happens here as well. Link is in the description below. And that is how useState works in React.